Christmas. God, it's been a while, hasn't it? I didn't release any video content in the calendar year of 2023. In fact, the last video I did was exactly a year ago for last year's Secret Santo. I'm so sorry. I have plans. I've had so many plans. I just haven't done them. Life happened. In it. It's awful. For people who are new around these parts, Secret Santa was something a group of us wrestling creators started doing last year, where we gift each other wrestling matches we reckon the other one would like, and then we make a video on it because, damn it, our opinions on old wrestling matter. I really hope my family are proud of me. Baby, are you proud of me?
So proud.
Yeah, she's so proud. She's literally reading Skullduggery Pleasant, and I ruined her good time. Anyway, I was gifted a match by Ethan of 4 Pillars of Hell fame this year. Ethan was one of the first friends I made in the space. He reached out to me after my first couple of very bad videos, and his earnest enthusiasm over wrestling was a wonderful thing to see. He started his own channel and it was immediately great. He shouted me out in his first couple of videos, and it was honestly a wonderful, heartwarming thing and motivated me to keep making content. That's right, fuckers. If you didn't like my takes on Stardom, it's Ethan's fault. Ethan recently started uploading again after a brief hiatus, and he's made some of the best wrestling content of the year. Go check out his Battle Arts tag video. Holy shit, it's better than anything I've ever done. Most people make things better than I've ever done, but that's beyond the point. It's good. Watch it. For this year's gift, Ethan has decided to gift me a Jun Akiyama beatdown. Wait, didn't I get one of those last year? Jun Akiyama is, at least in my view, the greatest wrestler to ever come out of Japan. When you look at the factors that I personally value in a greatest wrestler ever case, he has it. Great matches, he is part of the best King's Road match ever with Misawa against the Holy Demon Army. I'd also hear out an argument to say that he has the career singles matches with Misawa, Kobashi, Takeshita, Shibata, and Higuchi, and that's just to name a few. Versatility? In his career, he has ran the gambit from underdog babyface to snarling veteran heel, and he has excelled in basically every role he's been a part of. In recent years, he's even added to his GWE case during his DDT run. Not only has he had the best KOD title run since probably Hirashima's legendary run in 2016, but he's also shown that he can be a great player in the sillier aspects of DDT. This is best shown in him having the only good Yoshihiko matches of the last decade, and his many examples of playing the straight man against Shunma Katsumata. Baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Have I ever told you who Yoshihiko is?
No.
Yoshihiko is a sex doll who's also a wrestler.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they wrestle.
Okay.
Once wrestled for the world title. Well, more than once. Held a few titles, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, people don't like Yoshihiko.
No.
It seems unfair, really.
People need to get laid.
Hell, even when it comes to longevity, his first great match took place in 1993, and his latest great match took place in 2023. He's been great for 3 decades now, and his only down periods are when he chooses to step out of the spotlight to give others a chance to have it. I'm very public in my high opinion of Akiyama. As such, last year, Andos gifted me his 2004 match with Kenta, and this year, Ethan has gifted me his 2005 match with Makoto Hashi. I can only assume that whoever I get next year is going to give me a 2006 Akiyama beatdown. I'm not complaining. There was one thing I couldn't stop thinking about after watching this match, and that was how similar it is in structure to the Kenta match I received from Andos last year. I have no doubt in my mind that this was deliberate on Ethan's part. Secret Santo is about gifting something you'll know the other person will like, and as I mentioned, I am very fond of Jun Akiyama. But I'm really glad about this because it allows me to explore the idea of a match formula and how to keep it interesting. Formulas are just a part of wrestling, whether it's someone like Ric Flair who would tour basically the same match around the world for different audiences, or CMLL tags in the modern day that are basically the same every time out. They kind of just happen. In these cases, they're almost a necessity. When you're wrestling so often, routine is inevitable. It's like how you don't think about doing your job. You kind of just do it. Formulas are something that get a bad rep in wrestling, whether it was the tired moaning about John Cena's 5 moves of doom that I probably partook in about 2012 or so. If you came across my 15-year-old self online back in the day, I can only apologise. This discourse also happens in the modern day, mostly with Japanese epics of the late 2010s till up about now, and I also partake in that. Why do people follow me? Why do people follow me?
Because you're hot.
I can't be it. Wrestling fans don't have genitals.
We have all the genitals.
That's a Barbie reference. But anyway, I'm here to argue that our issues with Formula aren't the ideas of Formula itself. I mean, I mentioned Flair and CMLL a second ago, and it would be hard stretch to call them bad. Flair is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and CMLL is like the only modern promotion I don't get annoyed with. Issues with Formula, at least for me, can stem from either the Formula being rigid and unable to accommodate change, for example, New Japan Epics around 2019 to 2022, where any ability for individuals to make a change or put their own spin on the Formula are destroyed by the need to check tropes off a checklist. Another frustration might just be the Formula being a tad overdone. It isn't lost to me that the formula of top WWE guys like John Cena or Hulk Hogan get less criticism the less active those wrestlers become. John Cena epics now have a nostalgic charm to them. The 5 moves of doom inspire a feeling of great joy rather than a massive groan that you'd get when it was a weekly occurrence on Raw. Formulas, as I mentioned, kind of just naturally occur, and the Jun Akiyama squash is no exception. For real, if I write the basic structure of this match down, you'd think it was the same match as the Kenta one from last year. A rush at the beginning puts Akiyama briefly on the back foot, but he uses his superior size and experience to quickly get back on top. From here, he drags the younger, smaller lad into the crowd of Korakuen Hall, where he power slams them among the Noah faithful. Jun's victim eventually manages to get back on top, taking advantage of small openings to hit bombs, but Akiyama is just too experienced to go down to that kind of shit and overcomes and wins. Seriously, the structure of this match is basically the same as last year, even down to the time they're both at the lower end of 14 minutes. Hell, it happens in the same venue, in spring, at precisely 3:54 in the afternoon, while it's 15 degrees centigrade outside and the last of the spring blossoms are blooming. I may have made some of those up. This isn't something that is overly noticeable while watching the match. I only really noticed the striking similarities when I rewatched the Kenta match after watching this one. Despite basically having the same structure, the performances here are so different that it makes the near cookie cutter formula not stand out as something bad when watching the match. The most obvious factor that will change up the formula is Jun's opponent in Makoto Hashi. Immediately, he's a lot more unorthodox when compared to Kenta. Where Kenta was throwing knees and strikes to get ahead at the start of his match with Akiyama, Hashi is creating a moment to get Akiyama with a pair of diving headbutts. These headbutts are also what he uses in his mid-match flurry, leading to the near falls. Even when you ignore the meat and potatoes of Hashi's offense and Kenta's offense being completely different, Kenta was obviously someone more special than Hashi. That sounds mean. But you got the sense at the end of that Kenta match that he could maybe beat Akiyama one day. One day he will be on Jun's level. Hashi doesn't have that vibe at all. As mentioned, he's a bit weird. It may not have been a surprise that Kenta gave Akiyama a bit of trouble, even if the end result was never in doubt. Here though, the unorthodox offense on Hashi's part, married with his general weirdness, makes us feel like a big chance. For one chance he'll get a big win over a heavyweight main eventer. He puts this across beautifully. He never gives up, even when there's not a single person in the world that believes he can win. He doesn't stop fighting. He does not give up. There's a charm to this little weirdo earnestly trying to stand toe to toe with the greatest of all time. On that note, Akiyama is wonderful here, obviously. Whereas in the Kenta match, he approached it with a bit more respect for his opponent's talent, even if he was a bit dismissive at first. But here, Akiyama clearly wasn't expecting this match to last more than a minute or so at the start, and is frustrated that he now has to try and fight Hashi. Like, at most, he was probably expecting a spar with his tag team partner and stablemate, but now he has to have an actual match, and he's pissed off about it. Which, like, fair, when I go into work and have to actually do something, I want to get violent sometimes. Akiyama's just bitchy here. This is shown at the start when Hashi starts Mongolian chopping him after his early success. He's visibly annoyed by this and starts Mongolian chopping him back, throwing in bitch slaps for good measure. He never treated Kenta like this last year. Even when he was dismissive of his offense, he still was fighting it like he was a competitor. Here, he's treating Hashi like a bug that needs to be squashed. This pettiness extends to when he's dragging Hashi into the crowd. In the Kenta match, this felt more like an earnest attempt at a count-out. But here, he's very much taken in the reverence of the Korakuen Hall crowd with a smile on his face. He's essentially hazing this little boy for having the audacity to try and stand toe-to-toe with him. When this is paired with Hashi's unwillingness to quit, this becomes something very compelling. Again, while this is very similar in structure to the Kenta match I reviewed last year, it feels so different. This gave me the opportunity I didn't realize I wanted to see how effective a formula can be when it's approached with the right attitude. And it's very much approached with the right attitude here because despite having the same beats, they feel like completely different matches. This formula doesn't exist to give someone the night off or the opportunity to coast. It allows people to show their skills in the context of a familiar environment. This match is great. You should definitely go out your way to see it. It's only 14 minutes long. Thank you, Ethan. I thought I was just going to have fun with an Akiyama squash because they always have fun with Akiyama squashes. But it allowed me to think about formula in a fun way. It was great. Merry fucking Christmas, everybody. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I am so sorry for the audio quality. I've had to record this on my phone because my microphone doesn't work. This is what happens when you don't use your equipment for over a year. I would like to send out a massive thank you to Ethan for giving me this match. Wonderful choice, my dude. Absolutely adored it. I would also love to send out a thank you to everyone participating in Secret Santo. There's going to be a playlist down in the description for everyone's videos. I haven't seen them yet because I'm recording my own, but I'm sure they're wonderful. All these creators are great and I love the space. I'm hopefully going to be much more active on this channel in the new year. I have so many videos written and I'm in the middle of so many watch lists for different projects. I'm just not finding the time to do it. It's frustrating, but I'm going to make the time. I've missed this.